name is Bailey, and I'm sitting here with Mrs. Salone, and I was going to ask a few questions about bullying. Well, what should we do if we see someone being bullied?
Well, if you see somebody that's being bullied, you can do a couple things. One thing is you could actually address the person that is the bully and tell them to stop. If you are not comfortable doing that, the next best thing would be to tell an adult immediately.
But what if they don't stop?
Well, then that's when the adult takes over.
Okay. Well, then what should a victim of bullying do?
A victim of bullying should either try to, if they're able to, tell that person to stop. If it continues or it doesn't stop, that individual, the victim, would have to go see an adult, whether it's a principal or a teacher or a mom or dad.
Okay. My third question would be, what are the punishments of someone being bullied?
Depending on the severity of the bully complaint, what could possibly happen is anywhere from detentions to maybe an in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, possible police involvement. All of these different scenarios would involve a meeting with probably the principal, possibly the parents, and guidance counselors.
Well, none of those things sound very fun. My fourth question is, what would you do if you saw a student being bullied? I already said that one. What is the maximum punishment for a student bullying another student?
I would imagine if a case was severe enough, a student could possibly get expelled and have police involvement.
What are some things a teacher should ask a student that is being bullied? Well, as a teacher, I mean like you or Mr. Moody.
Well, probably as a teacher or any adult, they should be asking, who did this to you? What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? And how did it happen? And probably also discuss with the victim, what are they feeling at that point? What kind of feelings are going through their head, and what they would like to see done. Because it varies from person to person. The important thing is to try to get as many details of the situation as possible.
Like speaking as a principal or vice principal, what would you personally do if you were in the victim's shoes?
If I was being bullied, my first thing I would do is address the bully. And if that doesn't work and the bullying doesn't stop, I would immediately go to probably one of my favorite teachers and let them know and say, hey, this is exactly what happened, these are all the details, and this is how I'm feeling.
But what if the bullying doesn't stop after you tell them that?
Then I'm sure that individual would probably get into more trouble.
But what would you guys do?
And I would continue, as a victim, I would continue to report it until it stopped and until something was finally done.
But say if you kept on reporting it, what if they called you like names and called you tattletale and everybody just started leaving you out? It's not fun.
I'm sure at that point I would probably talk to somebody on how to cope with some of the strategies of how I can deal with some of the side effects that come along with bullying. Talking to people is very important when you're a victim.
Okay. Well, that's it for my questions. Do you have anything else to add?
No, thank you.
Okay.